My screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So many times in control system, I will give you two parameters which can define the type and order of a system, right? So there are two things which you should know. That is type and order of system. What is type and what is order of a system? So these are the two terms which will be used quite frequently in this course. So let us first see what is type and order. First, we have an understanding what is the type of a system and what is the order of a system. Then we will move forward. At this point, we will first discuss type and what is order of a system. So definition of type. Type is the number of open loop poles at origin. The number of open loop poles at origin is s equal to 0 is type of closed loop system. Let me write the definition of order also. Total number of open loop pole, total number of open loop pole is the order of closed loop system. Just understand the basic difference. Here important thing to note is the number of how type and order will be judged based on the open loop. Based on the open loop, we will calculate type and order based on the open loop transfer function. We will shortly see what is open loop transfer function. And here the number of open loop poles at origin. This is at many point, and here total number of poles. It can be at origin or it can be elsewhere, right? So the important thing is here open loop poles. Open loop poles you can see, and here the poles should be at origin. Here the poles can be anywhere. So order defines total number of poles. Poles can be at origin, cannot be at origin, can be imaginary also, can be complex also, right? Can be anything. And type means it should be at origin, right? Now let me define what is open loop. Open loop transfer function. What is the open loop transfer function? Let us say this is G of S, this is H of S. This is our unit. This is our feedback system. Closed loop control system. This is plus, right? So what is the meaning of open loop here? You can see what is the meaning of open loop here. Right now this closed loop system is connected in feedback, right? So if I break the feedback system here, if I break the system here, if I break means if I open it, if I do not form a closed loop, so what will I do? I will remove this. Now you can see,
Yes, sir.
we are just having this. So right now it is working in an open loop, right? So open loop transfer function is, this is GS. You can see GS is coming from here. So this is whole G of GS is coming, and here GS into HS will be here. Here it will be GS into HS. So open loop transfer function is given by GS into HS. That is forward path gain and feedback path gain, right? In a unity feedback system, unity feedback system. What is unity feedback system? What is unity feedback system? Where HS is equal to 1. This is what we call as unity feedback, right? This is feedback element. So for a unity feedback system, our open loop transfer function will be simply GS, right? Because HS is equal to 1. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So again, there are two transfer functions. First one is open loop transfer function. And this is shortly, you can abbreviate as OLTF. And then there is closed loop transfer function. This is abbreviated as CLTF. Open loop transfer function we have just seen. What is open loop transfer function? That is GS into HS. Why? Because you can see here that the path is broken. So that is why we are calling it as an open loop transfer function. And what is a closed loop transfer function? Closed loop transfer function is, we have already seen, that is GS upon 1 plus GS into HS. Is it not? We have seen this. We have seen closed loop transfer function.
Yes, sir.
And we have derived this. So G upon 1 plus GH is closed loop transfer function, and open loop transfer function is simply GS into HS. So these are the two terms. Now, how will you define the type of a system? You can see the number of open loop poles at origin, and what is the order of a system? The total number of open loop poles. So type and order will always of a system. Type and order of a system will always be defined by open loop transfer function, right? We will see few examples. Type and order will always be defined by open loop transfer function. Let us say I am having an open loop transfer function. So how will I write? GS into HS. This is my open loop transfer function. I am directly giving you open loop transfer function. 2s plus 1 whole divided by s to the power 3 plus 2s square plus 3s. Now, can anyone tell me what is type of this system and what is order of the system? Yes, tell me.
Order of the system is 3.
Order of the system is 3. That is correct. Why? Because you can see what is the highest power of S here. After what is the highest power of S? So that you can simply write as 3. And this is the open loop transfer function. How you determine order and type? By examining open loop transfer function. And open loop transfer function, you can see total number of poles, and poles are given by denominator. So this is the denominator, you can see. And what is the maximum power of S here? That is 3. So therefore I have written order is equal to 3. And now what is type? The number of poles at origin. The number of open loop poles at origin. So can you find how many poles are at origin?
3.
How 3 poles are at origin? If I want to plot,
Yes, the highest power is S cube.
so that gives the total number of poles. That is, total number of poles will give me order of a system. And what is type? See the definition. What is type? Open. What is type definition? So the number of open loop poles at origin. The poles should be at origin. This is important. So how many poles are at origin for this function?
Sir, 1.
Yes, 1. Why? Because if you take 2s plus 1, right now you cannot see how many poles are at origin, but if you take s common from the denominator, so this will be s square plus 2s plus 3, right? And if you equate the denominator equal to 0, so this will be s into s square plus 2s plus 3 is equal to 0. S will be equal to 0, so one pole is at origin, and s square plus 2s plus 3 is equal to 0. If you further solve this, so this pole will come up with complex poles. So the two poles are not at origin, but only one pole is at origin. So type of a system is 1. Have you got this, or should I explain it again, or should I take another example?
Sir, can you explain it again?
Okay, how you define the type of a system? The number of poles at origin. The number of poles at origin. So How will you define poles? Poles are given by denominator. So what I have done, I have taken s common. You can see, and now I have equated whole denominator equal to 0. So s will be equal to 0, and s square plus 2s plus 3 equal to 0. So this will give me one pole. One pole is at my origin, and two poles are complex, right? So total three poles are there. One pole is at origin, and two poles are complex. So how many poles are at origin?
1.
One.
One.
Therefore, I have written type is equal to 1. Let me take another example. So GS into HS is equal to S square minus 1 divided by S square plus 1 whole square. Now tell me what is the order of a system. Order you can directly write down. What is the order of the system? Order means total number of poles. So how many poles, or what is the maximum power of S you see in the denominator?
4.
So 4.
Why 4? Can't you see a square is also here? So when you open the square, so that will be S to the power 4. And S to the
Yes,
power 4 multiplied by S to the power 2 will be how much?
8.
S to the power 6.
6.
6.
6. X to the power 6.
Maximum power is how much?
6.
6.
6.
6.
6. Right? Now, how many poles are at origin?
So 2.
2.
Yes, sir.
Why? Because you equate S square plus 1 whole square equal to 0. So S square will be equal to 0, and S square plus 1 whole square is equal to 0. So here you can see they are having two poles at origin, and here S square plus is equal to minus 1. So this is not at origin, right? So we are having two poles at origin. So therefore I have written here 2. Let me consider another example. GS into HS now given as S square whole divided by S plus 1, S plus 2, S plus 3. Now tell me what is the order of a system? What is the order? Order
3.
means maximum power of S. So this is 3. If you open the bracket, maximum power of S will be 3. Now how many poles are at origin?
So 0. 0.
0. There are having 3 poles. One pole is at minus 1, another pole is minus 2, another pole is at minus 3. So there are no poles at origin. So from here you can see type and order, how to determine type and order of a system. Important thing is type and order is always determined by the open loop transfer function, that is GS into HS, right? And it will determine type and order of a closed loop system, right? How to determine type and order of a system? First, you need to find out GS into HS, that is open loop transfer function. Once you got open loop transfer function, you can directly check what is type and order of a system. Should we move forward?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now we will see. We have already seen what we have seen till now. This is the first order system. Upon tau s. This is the unity feedback. What is R of S? C of S. So we have provided input as impulse, unit step, ramp, parabola, and we have observed CT respectively. Is it not? And we have also seen what is steady state error for all the 4 cases. We have seen up till this point. Is it okay? We have calculated CT and we have calculated E of S for different values of input. Right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we will see error signals and error coefficients. Error signals and error coefficients. We are having a forward path gain. We are having a feedback path gain, GS into HS. So we have said that error is calculated at this point where we compare our input with the feedback element. So let us suppose that a signal y of s is flowing here, right? Let us suppose that signal y of s is flowing here. So what will be y of s? Tell me. So this is the takeoff point.
Yeah.
Total C of s is flowing here. So here C of s will be flowing. So y of s will be equal to how much?
G of s by 1 plus
C of s into h
C of S into H of S.
h of
C of
s.
s is flowing here. Why? Because this is the takeoff point, and this is we are having a feedback element, so it will multiply. So y of s will be equal to C of s into h of s, and now E of s will be equal to how much? Tell me.
R of S minus Y of S.
R of s minus y of s. Now substitute the value of y of s here. Substitute the value of y of s. So y of s will be equal to C of s into h of s. Take R of s common. R of s will be take R of s common. So this will be equal to 1 minus C of s upon R of s multiplied by h of s. Now C of s upon R of s. This is what? This is closed loop transfer function. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
And what is the closed loop transfer function of this? That is C by R. We have already calculated, that is G upon 1 plus GH. So I will put the value of C upon R there. So R of s into 1 minus G of s upon 1 plus G into H multiplied by H of s. Right? If you take the LCM, R of s 1 plus GH minus GH upon 1 plus GH. So this GH will cancel out. We will be having error. That is E of s will be equal to R of s multiplied by 1 upon 1 plus G of s into H of s. Is it okay? This is my error signal.
Okay, sir.
So steady state error.
Can you scroll up a bit?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please ask.
Sir, how this Y of S is equal to C of S into H of S? It should be G of S into H of S, right?
No, CS is flowing in this path. You can see CS is flowing in this path.
Okay, sir. All right.
Okay, sir.
Right? So C of S is we are calling this, whatever the gain here is C of S. And in open loop path, you can observe when we have broken the chain, then we have not considered C of S. Why? Because C of S cannot flow here, because this is now there is no loop here. Why I have taken G of S here? Because G of S is flowing here only. C of S is not flowing here. Why? Because because there is no feedback here, so no C of S can flow in this path, right? So only G of S is flowing here. Whereas if I close the loop, so now the scenario will change, and now C of S will start to flow. So you can observe in both the way, because now the path is closed.
Sir,
Okay, sir, got it.
Yes.
sir, can we say that G of s, C of s is used in only in closed loop?
Yes, obviously, because C of S is what? Output. C of S is what? Tell me C of S. What is C of S? That is output. Now, if you broke the feedback, how can you put output again here? You cannot put output because there is no feedback, because the path is open. So output will not flow into the input again. right? So whatever it is flowing here, that is equal to G of S only. That is the forward path gain, right? Whereas if you close the loop, what is the if you close the loop, we can see that some amount of output is also going into the input, right? Because we want to compare between what is closed loop and open loop. This is the basic difference. We want to compare between input, whatever the input we are getting, are we getting desired response accordingly? So what we do is we compare input with output and we generate an error signal. So this is a feedback. Whereas in open loop, no amount of output will be feedback. So we are not aware, right? We are not aware what is the output. So there, when there is no loop, so, and in that case, G of S will flow there, and when there is a feedback, so C of S will flow here. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Any more doubts? If you are having any doubt, please ask. Should I move forward?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So you
sir.
can so since this is a closed path or closed loop, C of S will be flowing here, and Y of S will be equal to C of S into H of S. Just check. And E of S is now what? Error is what? Error is not calculated in open loop system, right? So error is only always calculated in a closed loop system. So what is error? That is input minus Y of S. You can see input minus Y of S. And Y of S is what? C of S into H of S. Now I have taken R of S common. Now CS upon RS, I have put CS, that is output by input is a transfer function. This we have already derived in our previous classes. So we will put here. So error will be equal to R of S upon 1 plus G of S into H of S. R of S is what? R of S is what? Your input. So error will be calculated input multiplied by 1 upon 1 plus G of S into H of S. Is it okay? Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now this is an error. So now we will calculate steady state error. Steady state error means after the transient period is over. Steady state error. After the transient period is over, what is the error between the input and output? That means what is the difference between input and output? This we have seen in our previous lecture also. So how will you calculate steady state error? That is limit S tends to 0, S into E of S. This we have seen or not as a final value theorem. So this will be equal to limit S tends to 0, S into substitute the value of E of S, R of S upon 1 plus GS into HS. Is it okay? This is steady state error. Tell me, is it okay or not?
Yes, sir.
So we have calculated error from here, this point, and we are calculating steady state error from final value theorem. That is equal to limit S tends to 0, S into E of S. And what is the steady state error in time domain? How you calculate in time domain? Tell me. Limit t tends to infinite et, right? That is limit t tends to infinite. Et is what? RT minus CT. Is it not? We have seen this in previous lecture. So for now, just keep this thing in mind. That is steady state error will be equal to limit S tends to 0, S into RS into 1 plus GS into HS. Now we will consider a generalized open loop transfer function. This is a generalized open loop transfer function. Let us say S plus Z1 into S plus Z2 up to so on divided by S to the power n, S plus P1, S plus P2, so on. So what is the type of a system? Can anyone tell me? What is the type of this generalized open loop system? How many poles there are there at origin? Tell me.
S to the power n.
So that means n poles, right? N poles are at origin. So type it n.
N, yes sir.
Yes. So now we will calculate the error, that is steady state error, if reference input is unit step. What I will do, this is R of S. Here you can see this is R of S, that is input. So one by one we will put first we will put unit step instead of R of S, then we will put ramp function, then we will put parabolic function, right? We will put one by one, first unit step, then ramp, then parabolic, then we will calculate what is E of S, right? So if reference is in unit step, that is RT will be equal to UT. And what is the Laplace transform of unit step?
One.
1 by S,
1 by S, sorry.
right? So let me rewrite the formula. That is ESS will be equal to limit S tends to 0, S into RS into 1 upon 1 plus GS into HS. So substitute the value of R of S here. So this will be limit S tends to 0, S into 1 upon 1 by S into 1 upon 1 plus GS into HS. So this SS will cancel out. I can rewrite as limit S tends to 0, 1 upon 1 plus GS into HS. Can I write this? Can I write this, because this 1 is constant and 1 this here is also constant? Can I write it like this? Limit S tends to 0, GS into HS. Can I write it like this? Tell me.
Yes sir.
Right? So what I will do is, instead of this writing, I will substitute error coefficient by Kp. And what is Kp? Kp is equal to limit S tends to 0, GS into HS. This is what we have substituted. So Kp is called as position error coefficient. Kp is called as what? Position error coefficient. So whenever you are having unit step as an input, what error you will be, what is the error coefficient called? That is called as position error coefficient. Whenever you are having step as an input and you want to calculate error, that error is called as position error coefficient. You can see this is how you can calculate. First you can calculate Kp, that is limit S tends to 0 into this GS into HS is what? That is open loop transfer function, right? Limit S tends to 0, GS into HS is what? Open loop transfer function. And once you get the value of Kp, you can substitute the value of Kp here and you can calculate the error. Is it okay?
Yes sir.
Okay. Now we will consider second case. If reference input is ramp function. Ramp means RT is equal to T into UT. What is the Laplace transform of RT? That is, what is the Laplace transform of ramp?
So 1 by S square.
1 by S square, right? So we will again put the same formula, the formula that we have seen. This formula, just check. That is ESS will be equal to limit S tends to 0, S into R of S into 1 plus GS into HS. So let me rewrite the formula again. So ES, that is steady state error, will be equal to limit S tends to 0, S into R of S into 1 upon GH. Now substitute the value of R of S, that is limit S tends to 0, S multiplied by 1 upon S square, 1 plus GH. So this S will cancel out. So this will be equal to limit S tends to 0, 1 upon S plus SGH. So can I write, if I put the limit, so this value will be equal to 0. So can I write it like this? Limit S tends to 0, S into GS. Can I rewrite it like this? So ESS will be equal to 1 upon limit S tends to 0, S into GH. Now this I can rewrite as KV. KV is velocity error coefficient. KV is equal to limit S tends to 0, S into GS into HS. That is called as velocity error coefficient. Is it okay?
Can you explain about velocity error coefficient, how it is used?
Okay. You can see here, whenever you are having a ramp input, whenever you are having a ramp as an input and you want to calculate the error, that is steady state error, that steady state error you can calculate by velocity error coefficient, that is KV. First you have to calculate KV, then you can calculate steady state error, which will be inverse of KV. KV is called as error coefficient. We are calling this as velocity error coefficient, right? And how we are calculating KV? You can see limit S tends to 0. This is the standard formula that we have derived. Now instead of R of S, I'm putting 1 upon R S square. So this S 1 power we cancel out with this, and we are having S into GS. So this will become 0 because S is tending to 0. So I can rewrite this as SGS, S into GH. So this whole I'm calling it as KV. So this KV is limit S tends to 0, S into G of S, that is velocity error coefficient. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Now third case we will consider. If reference is parabolic function, that is RT will be equal to T square by 2 UT. What is the Laplace transform of parabola? What is the Laplace transform of parabolic function?
One by S cube.
1 by S cube, right? Again, we will calculate steady state error, that is limit S tends to 0, S into R of S into 1 upon 1 plus GH. I can substitute the value of R of limit S tends to 0, S into 1 by S cube into 1 upon 1 plus GH. So ESS I can rewrite as limit S tends to 0. This 1 power will cancel out. So this is equal to 1 upon S square plus S square into GH. So this term will be 0 because if I put the limit, so I can rewrite this as limit, or I can rewrite it as 1 upon limit S tends to 0, S square into GH. Now this S square into GH is called as 1 upon KA. We are calling it as KA, and KA is equal to acceleration error coefficient. Acceleration error coefficient, and this will be equal to limit S tends to 0, S square into GH. And you can calculate the steady state error by this formula. So whenever you are having a parabolic function as an input, the error that you will be calculating is called as acceleration error coefficient, and that is given by limit S tends to 0, S square into G of S into H of S. So there are 3 types of error, that is position, velocity, and acceleration, right? Position is when you are having step input, unit step as an input. This is called as when you are having a unit ramp as an input, and this is when you are parabolic as an input. So unit step, how you calculate that is called as KP, this is called as KV, this is called as KA. And how you calculate KP? Limit S tends to 0, G into H. How you calculate KV? Limit S tends to 0, S into GH. How you calculate KA? Limit S tends to 0, S square into GH. Is it okay? And how you calculate error in this? That is equal to 1 upon 1 plus KP. Error in this case will be 1 upon KV. Error in this case will be 1 upon KA. Tell me, is it okay or not? These are called as error coefficients. Position error coefficient, velocity error coefficient, and acceleration error coefficient. When you are having unit step as an input, you will call that as position error coefficient. When you are having ramp as an input, that is velocity error coefficient. When you are having parabolic as an input, that is called as acceleration error coefficient. Kp, kv, and ke. And this is, we have derived all these formulas. Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now I will form one table. That table is very important. That table will be based on this three parameters only. So let me write here: type 0 system, type 1 system, type 2 system. What is the meaning of type 0? It is having no poles at origin. What is the meaning of type 1? Open loop system will have one pole at origin. What is the meaning of type 2? Open loop transfer function will have two poles at origin. Is it okay? Type 0, type 1, type 2.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this is unit step as an input. This is unit ramp as an input. This is unit parabola as an input. So for unit step, what you will calculate? You will calculate as Kp. And Kp is equal to what? Limit s tends to 0, g into h. And what is error? For this case, 1 upon 1 plus Kp. For unit ramp, what you will calculate? We will calculate Kv. Kv is equal to limit s tends to 0, s into gh. And how you calculate error? We calculate error as 1 upon Kv. For unit parabola,
सर आपका आवाज क्लियर नहीं आ रहा.
Okay, for unit parabola, we will calculate K. What is K? Limit s tends to 0, s square into gh. And what is steady state error? It is 1 upon K. Is it okay till now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now one by one we will fill whatever the entries are there in the table. Now suppose we are having type 0 system. Type 0 means no poles at origin. So Kp will be equal to finite. Why? Let us suppose you're having type 0 system. So type 0 means GH is having no poles at origin. So you will get finite as error. And here you will get steady state. You can calculate steady state error by formula 1 plus Kp. Now, if you are having type 1 as a system, Kp will be equal to how much? Let us suppose that you are having type 1 system. So let me write here Kp will be equal to 1 upon s plus 1. This is an example of what? Type 1 system, because we are having one pole at origin. I'm just taking an example. Kp will be equal to limit s tends to 0, 1 upon s into s plus 1. What we will get as Kp? Tell me. If I put limit s is equal to 0 here. If I put limit 0 or infinite?
Infinite. 1 by 0.
Infinite.
Infinite. So Kp for type 1 system will be infinite. And what is steady state error? That is 1 plus infinite. So this will be equal to how much? 1 upon infinite. That will be equal to
0.
0. So for type 1 system, steady state for type 1 system, if you are having unit step as an input, in that case steady state error will be 0. Similarly, if you are having type 2 system, instead of s, I am having s square. What will be Kp? Kp will be again infinite.
Infinite.
Kp will be infinite. And what is steady state error again?
0.
0. Now consider the second case. That is unit ramp as an input. So Kp is equal to s tends to 0, g into h. Now we are having example. Let me take a type 0 example. That is gh is equal to 1 upon s plus 1 into s plus 2. So Kv will be equal to limit s tends to 0, s into 1 upon s plus 1, s plus 2. If I put limit here, what will be Kv? Tell me.
Infinite.
Why it will be infinite?
Sir, 1/3.
So finite it will be. Oh, sorry.
See, G of H will be equal to how much? let me take an example here only, right? What is type 0 system? No pole at origin, that is S plus 1. Is this an example of type 1 system? Tell me. Type 0 system?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what is how you calculate KV? Limit S tends to 0, S into GS into HS. This will be equal to S plus 1. Now if I put limit S is equal to 0, what you will get? This will be equal to how much?
0.
0 on 0 plus
0.
0 will be equal to how much? KV will be equal to how much for type 0?
0.
0. KB will be 0.
KV will be 0. KV will be equal to 0. And what is ESS? That is 1 over
Infinite.
KV will be equal to infinite.
Infinite.
Similarly, if you are having type 1 system, so what will be KV? Type 1 system is this again 1 upon S into S plus 1. Here now you are having S, so S will cancel out. So you will be having finite KV. And ESS will be equal to 1 upon KV. Now if you are having type 2 system, so KV will be equal to how much?
Infinite.
Yes. Let me show you one example. Those who are not understanding. G of H for type 2 system, let me take one example, S square into S plus 1. So this is an example of type 2 system. I'm building a generalized table, right? This is an example of type 2 system. If I want to calculate KV is equal to what? See the formula, limit S tends to 0, S into G into H. So put GH, so limit S tends to 0, S into 1 upon S square into S plus 1. So this S and S will cancel out. So we will be having symbol. If you put limit, what you will get?
1/0.
1 by 0 is what?
Infinite.
Infinite. KV is equal to infinite. So if KV is equal to infinite, steady state error will be how much? That is 1 upon KV. That is 1 upon infinite. It will be equal to
0.
0. Right? Now let me consider the third case. That is unit parabola. Again, take an example of type 0 system. Type 0 system is no pole at origin. Let me take S plus 1. This is an example of type 0 system. Right? Ka will be equal to what? Limit S tends to 0, S square upon S plus 1. If you put limit, what you will get? If you put limit S is equal to 0, here what you
0 by 1.
0, that is 0. 0 by 1 is what? 0.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
steady state error. 1 by 0. That is because 1 by K should be equal to how much? So ESS will be equal to infinite, right? Similarly, if you consider type 1 system, let me take S also here. Let me take S also here. So this S and S will cancel out. So you will be having one S in the numerator. Here also Ka will be equal to what if you put limit?
0.
0. Why? Because there is S in the numerator. So Ka for this case will be also 0. And steady state error will be equal to how much? Same. That is 1 by 0. That will be equal to infinite. Now, if I consider type 2 system, let us say S square. S square. So S square will cancel out. So now you will be getting what? 1. So 1, that is finite.
Finite.
So Ka will be equal to, you can write as finite. So steady state error will be equal to 1 upon Ka. So just see, I will show the table again. Just focus on the table. If you are having unit step as an input, what is the error coefficient called?
And we have class now.
What is the time? Time is 10:57, right? Just wait for 2 minutes, right?
Okay.
Okay. So if you are having unit step as an input, what is the error coefficient called? Position error coefficient for unit step. For unit ramp, what is the error called? Velocity error coefficient. For unit parabola, what is the error called? Acceleration error coefficient. Is it okay? And we have calculated for type 0, type 1 and type 2 all the things. I will stop here. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. You see the video. I will provide the recording. You see it once. If you are having any doubt, you can ask later on also. Just check what we have done in today's class. So we have started with error signal and error coefficient, and we have calculated how to calculate the error, that is RS into 1/1 plus GS into HS. GS into HS is open loop transfer function. RS is equal to input. What is steady state error? This for final values from final value theorem. It is limit S tends to 0, S into E of S. So here we have calculated. So generalized transfer function type 1. So for reference input is unit step. So we have calculated for unit step we are getting KP as KP, that is position error coefficient. For unit ramp we are getting velocity error coefficient, right? Here S term is extra. For unit parabola we are getting acceleration error coefficient. So this is the formula: position error coefficient, velocity error coefficient, and acceleration error coefficient. The difference is here S to the power 0, S to the power 1, S to the power 2. Now I have built a table, generalized table for type 0, type 1, and type 2 system, and calculated position value, position error coefficient, velocity error coefficient, and acceleration error coefficient for different types of system.